Hello everyone, how you doing? This is William back again with week number 2 of the, I guess we'll call it the holiday challenge now. Now basically, like last time, I have 4 exercises I'm going to be doing for this week's challenge. Now basically with this exercise I'm doing, like I said last time, I'm mixing some machines this time, just so you can kind of get more of everything included in the fitness center. And like I said, I'll mix things up, floor exercises, dumbbells, machines, just kind of mix things up as I go along. All right, now but for this week I have 4 exercises. Like I said, number 1 is going to be the chest fly, which is a machine over there to my left, be your right. And then of course, now the second exercise is going to do the upright row. Now that's going to be a different variation. I'm actually going to be using the bar with the resistance band. Number 3, we're going to be doing the incline press, which I'm using the machine right here to my right there. And then for the last one, you're going to do the seated row. The machine seated row and that's a machine over there to the far left next to the window. Well, your far left, my far right. All right, so those are the 4 exercises we're going to be doing for this week's challenge. Let me get to the first one right now. All right, so for the first exercise, like I said, we're going to be doing the chest fly. Of course, there's a machine right here, the pec deck or chest fly here. Now for this exercise, when I would say setting up this exercise, when you're doing the chest, I would always recommend doing number 3. You can see there's some numbers up here from 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Now, like I said, when doing this position right here, I would recommend doing 3. Now, if you have any shoulder issues or anything like mobility when it comes to going forward, or even maybe a rotator cuff issue, going anything forward and back, I would say use more of the 4 and 5, so that limits how far back that has to go. So if you have real bad shoulders, you may want to stick with the 5 and kind of just pivot back and forth to see how what you can withstand and what feels comfortable for you. But anyway, but for most people, I would say I recommend it 3, unless you need a little more of a stretch, and then you can do it 2. But I would say 3. All right. So for that, once you get those set on both sides, make sure you do both sides of 3, so left and the right. Once you do that, come right in here. Get your feet planted like so. Just coming forward, come through, squeeze the chest in front of you, open up the chest. Come forward, squeeze, open up the chest, come forward, squeeze, open up the chest, come forward, squeeze, just like that. All right? So it's just like that. And like I said, now when you're doing this exercise, you're not going through the motions like that. You're coming together, squeeze, contract that chest muscle, or chest muscles, and then bring it all the way back out. Open that chest up, bring it back in, squeeze and contract those chest muscles, okay? So that's gonna be the first exercise. Now the first exercise is gonna be for 15 reps. Now we're gonna jump into this exercise, second exercise right now. All right, so for the second exercise, like I said, we're going to be doing the upright row. Like I said in the beginning, in the introduction, so we're gonna be using a different variation. So we're not using the dumbbells or anything like that. We're actually using this bar right here with the resistance bands attached to it. And that can be found next to the door over there by the pull-up machine or the dip. So you can find it over there. Now, when doing this exercise, you're going to pick the resistance band that is the best for you. Like I said, it's most adequate for you. It gives you enough resistance that you feel challenged, but not too much that you can't do anything with it. So you'll find just enough resistance that gives you a challenge for your muscles. Okay. Now, for doing this exercise, that once you lock it in right there instead, use the spots right there. You're going to put it through right here. Get it balanced. I would say try to always make sure it goes in the middle of your foot, because you don't want this rolling out and then potentially coming up and smacking you or hit your leg or hit whatever, because it does hurt. All right, so now we'll come here, and as when we're doing this, you want you to be looking straight, chest out, straight back, everything like this in line, so they're hunched over, straight up like this, and then we're coming up, boom, bring it back down. Now when you're coming up, I'll do a side view here so you can see that. You're coming up, boom, back down, up, down. Now when you come up, you never want your wrist to be bent. Because when you bend your wrist, you start to put too much stress on that joints in here, and that's bad for your wrist, and you will feel that pain later. So you're not trying to put that stress on them like that. You're trying to keep them straight. So come up, straight, so right here, straight, not here, but straight. Boom, come up, down, up, down, up, down. And you see my elbows are up, down, so nothing's like sagging like that. things up. Boom, just like that. Okay, like I said, so just make sure you try to keep those elbows straight as you come up. Get that motion right there. So nothing's bent, straight like that. Okay, keep stress off those wrists. Don't hurt your wrists. All right, so that's the second exercise, that's the upright row. Now we're going to the third exercise now. All right, so exercise number 3, we're going to do it is the incline press here on the multi-press. So now when it comes to the incline press, make sure you know, or you may not know, but there's actually 3 positions on this bench right here. This is the most upright position, and when it's in this position, you're really targeting more of the shoulders. Now, when you pull this lever out, you slide it down. This is what we consider the second notch. We consider the incline, and this, although it still has an incline to it, this is pretty much the flattest you're gonna get from this one. But right now, we're really focusing on the incline press of this. So lock it in. Make sure that's locked in. If you need to, kind of drop that where it's locked in, just like that. Otherwise, you may slip and fall. Well, not maybe slip and fall, but you can slip out of the lock and then you kind of jolt you a little bit. Anyway, so like I said, once that's locked in, you're gonna come on in, like so. Get yourself positioned, get comfortable, make sure your legs are flat, and position right here, so you have a nice solid base at the bottom. Like I said, of course, as always, pick up weight that's adequate for you. If you do not know the way that is best for you, always start off the lightest. Never, which seems pretty obvious, but never start heavy, always start the lightest and work your way up. It's easier and smarter and safer to work your way up versus trying to prove something to yourself, or maybe even a friend. Start heavy and potentially hurt yourself. Because once you hurt yourself, it could take days, or it could take weeks, or maybe even months for you to actually heal. Not what we're trying to do here. So let's say you're just starting out. So you try 10 pounds like that, put 10 pounds in there, get yourself right here, hold to the side here. And also, before I go too far, this little lever right here can also adjust this. And where you want this to lean up, and also if you're looking through a forward tear to the mirror, you want this bar to line up over your chest right here. So wherever your chest, you want it to line over your chest. So, see, I can see it lined over my chest, then I can drive up. Now I can tell this 10 pounds, it's too light for me. So I go, okay. So at that point, you carry over and keep going until you find a weight that's adequate for you. All right? Then after that, then once you get to that point, we're gonna do 15 reps, going up, not locking out. I know you see I see a lot of people doing that. Never lock out. It puts too much stress on the joint here. We're not trying to put stress on our joints. We're trying to work our muscles here. So coming down, boom, coming up. So it's a slight bend in the elbow there. As you can probably see on the side. Slight bend, come back down, bend, back down, bend, come back down, bend, come back down. And what that does is keeps that contraction inside your muscles in your chest, and that's what you're trying to do. You're trying to keep that contraction of your muscles in your chest, not do anything with your joints. Remember, we're going for longevity, okay? All right, so that is the third exercise. That is the incline press here. Now we're gonna jump to the final exercise for this right now. All right, so for this last exercise, this is going to be the seated row, the machine seated rows you got here. Now, as like I say with all exercises, with all weights, the machine, dumbbell, whatever, of course, choose the weight that is best and safest for you. Like I said, never do anything trying to impress anybody. Always do what's safe and best for you. All right, so right now I have this on 40, just for demonstration purposes. Now you can use this, now do this row, you can use this attachment right here, or you can use other attachments as well. If you want to, you can also even use the ropes. Typically people use those for triceps, but you can't use it for this. Or if you want to, there's also another grip right here that you can use for it as well. You will use it for the pull down, or you can use it for this. But for this right now, I'm going to use this one right here. Oh, also you can use double ones as well, or the singles right there. But anyway, for this one, we're going to be using this one right here. So it's already attached to it, and that's how I usually keep it. I usually will keep this one attached down here, and I'll keep the bar up there. All right, so for this one, like I said, we have 40 pounds. You're going to put your feet up here, or if you're more comfortable, you can put them down here. But for these, you want to put it right here. Make sure this leg right here is in, and braced against your knees. So then brace myself so I can pull back. Squeeze and release. So we're not pulling with our arms like this. That's not the purpose of it. Otherwise, you're working a lot of bicep like you're doing a bicep curl. That's not the mission for this. What we're trying to do is use our back knee pull. So we're coming here. See how I've already started pulling and I actually haven't moved my arms yet. That's what we're going for you. As you're coming back, pull, 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 and then use your arms to finish that motion and squeeze in the back. Then you release, come back, squeeze, out, come back, squeeze. That creates a nice contraction in the back there. And that works the back the most efficient way, how I found the most efficient way, and really lock in those back muscles and really help develop those back muscles as well. Okay, so that right there is the fourth and final exercise for this week's challenge. I'm gonna of course do a wrap up and we can go on from there, okay? All right, everyone, so like I said, that was this week's 4 exercises for this week's challenge. Now, of course, for these exercises, always be safe. Like I said, always be safe, and definitely always know do it to your best ability. And of course, if you have any questions or concerns, anything like that, you can always reach out to me like, hey, you know, when you were talking about this on the week 2, what did you mean? Or is it a better way I could do this if I have this certain type of ailment, whatever the case may be. Of course, you know, like I did last time, I'll always do this. I'll probably do this every single video, but I'll put my email right here. And then of course I'll put my cell phone, if you want to text or call me, right down here. All right, that way you can ask me any questions or concerns like that. That way, you know, if you want to, you can keep yourself anonymous. That way you have other people know your questions, things like you can just tell them directly to me. All right, but just do a recap. So basically we started off with the chest fly, and then we went into the upright row with the bar and resistance band. Finished over here with the incline, well not finished, but third we went to the incline press. And then lastly went to the machine seated row. And those were the 4 exercises for this week's challenge. Now all these exercises I'm gonna be doing for 15 reps. And like I said, now like last time, every single thing we do is gonna be a circuit type thing. So it's gonna be for 5 rounds. Like I said, now if you're in here by yourself, of course, you know, you can spread things out if you want to, do the resistance band and the bar over there. That way you gotta kind of do that and then kind of move over here, run to that one, and run over there. Or you could switch the order up. So you could do that one, resistance band, there, and then kind of go bounce back and forth. That way you can kind of chest fly, bang, bang. That way you kind of walk and run if you want to. Kind of get that cardio aspect in there as well. So you can mix up it how you want to. Make it fun, make it yours, okay? So you don't have to do the same thing over and over again. You can always mix it up between each time you do it if you decide to do it more than once. All right, so those are just 4 exercises. Like I said, have fun, be safe, and of course I will see you guys week 3 next video.